Everybody is super excited for GTA 6. It's pre-ordering in record numbers at this point, and it's probably going to sell a bazillion copies later this year, November, when it drops. You've got developers running scared from GTA, delaying games, putting them all in September, doing all sorts of stuff. But you know what? I don't care, because I've got at least 10 games that I'm looking forward to playing more than GTA 6. Now, this is not a knock on GTA. It's a great franchise. They've taken 5 million years to animate some hair or whatever. I get it. It's awesome. It's great. I know that people are going to love it, and it's probably going to be game of the year and review really good. Doesn't really matter. I know. I've been around for a long time. I've seen GTA launches, and I get it. But for me, I want to go over all the games that I'm looking forward to playing more. Now, this video is inspired by my boy, Mr. P.O. over on Twitter. He stated that, please be honest here. Is there any video game you look forward to play more than GTA 6? Make sure to let me know what games you're looking forward to playing more than GTA 6 in the comment section below. Like, do that right now as you're listening. But also, if you're looking forward to playing GTA 6 a lot, you can also let me know about that. Make sure you type it in the comment section too. Now, I only put a few games on Twitter, but I actually rounded up a lot more. So let me go over everything that I'm looking forward to playing more than GTA 6 at this point. But before we continue, we are giving away a Nintendo Switch 2 at 140,000 subscribers, or on September 1st, whichever comes first. Subscribe, like, comment. The winner will be chosen at random, and it's a worldwide giveaway. Thanks, peeps. Let's start off with God of War Laufey. That's early 2027, I think, at this point, and the game looks dope. It's more my style compared to the God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok. Those are great games. They've got good combat, but this one with God of War Laufey, it's got air combos, it's got a jump button, seems like it's got faster, more sleeker gameplay. That reminds me a bit more of like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta. Now, obviously, it's not that. It seems like it's some type of hybrid, maybe in between those, but probably more closer towards Ragnarok, but just with a jump button. But at the same time, I'm still more excited for it because it reminds me of having those air combos and having those different things that we saw in God of War games before in the past. So I'm looking forward to that one. Next one up is God of War Trilogy Remake. We don't know when this is coming out, but we know that it's a thing. Now, I love the original God of War games. God of War 1, 2, and 3, some of my favorite experiences of all time, and that was the last time that I really connected with the series, was the God of War trilogy. I loved it on PS2, and then on PS3 it was fantastic. It was crazy graphics for the time, especially on the PlayStation 3, and they are remaking everything here. Now, we have no footage or anything with this, but I have faith that this is going to be a good remake of the God of War trilogy. So it's probably going to be a while before we see this, but once again, I'm still looking forward to checking it out when it does drop. And I'm looking forward to that more than GTA 6. Okay, next up is Final Fantasy Resonance. This is coming out October 22nd, and it's a big Final Fantasy game for the first time in HD 2D. This gets me incredibly excited. Now, there are some things that I've seen down at this point. You've got random battles out in the field. I'm not a huge fan of random battles. I like to be able to see the enemy, then see if I want to engage them or not in today's day. I used to do a lot of random battles or encounters back in the day, and it was okay, but now at this point, I would like to be able to see the enemy, or at least an option to be able to see the enemy or not. But outside of that, I still think it looks dope. It's got a grand scale. It's got a bunch of cool characters that you can use, that you can summon in as well. It's got super sleek, great HD 2D graphics. The music is going to be lit. The boss battles are going to be awesome. There's plenty of content in the game. There's so many good things about Final Fantasy Resonance from what we've seen with the gameplay trailer, or with the first debut trailer, and with the IGN boss battle footage. It just looks like it's going to be a bunch of fun and harken back to those old school days of Final Fantasy 1 through 6, but even done crazier with all the different stuff that they've added in. So looking forward to Final Fantasy Resonance quite a bit. Next up is Wolverine on September 15th. I'm looking forward to Wolverine quite a bit, at least more than GTA 6. Now, I'm not looking forward to it like the most when it comes to a lot of the games on this list. I would personally love to see like a Gambit game.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
I think Gambit, if they did that, I would really look forward to that, because I like Gambit quite a bit. Or if it was like Nightcrawler, I'm just not sure if I like Wolverine as much as other X-Men or people in that universe, but it still looks good, and I probably will still want to play it over GTA 6 this year. So that's September 15th. And yeah, hopefully one of these days we get a Gambit game, because I don't think there's ever been a single player like Gambit game where they focus on him as a character. There's been Gambit in games, and I always use him in whatever games I can, like back in like the Genesis and all that, like with the X-Men game. But I would love to be able to actually use Gambit in a full game. And he has like a really interesting backstory and character and dialogue, and he has super cool, you know, cards that he can heat up and throw. He's got a bow, very athletic. Like Gambit would be a great character to have as a game, but I just don't think he's as popular. So I think that's why we haven't seen Gambit like in media a lot, or when it comes to like a video game or something like that. But either way, Wolverine September 15th. All right, next up is a big one. We got to talk about Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Remake. We've got to discuss this because this game is coming out this year, and they're probably going to have a blowout 40th anniversary, and I am terribly excited for this game because I played it all the way back in the day on the N64. It was one of the biggest releases. It got a gold cartridge, all this cool stuff about Ocarina, and they're bringing it back, and it's going to have crazy good looking graphics. It's going to have updated designs. It's going to have the timeless gameplay, all the stuff that you know and love, but it's got to be way more enhanced. Like, if you look at the original Ocarina of Time, like, it was working on so many restrictions of the Nintendo 64. If you've watched any of the beta or cut content for Ocarina of Time, there's so many things they cut out. There's so many things that they didn't really flesh out because they didn't have the time, or the N64 just wasn't up to doing it because of the power of the system. But now with the Nintendo Switch 2, they can revive that cut content. They can add in a bunch of different things. They can completely flesh out the different towns and the locations and Hyrule Field and everything. And I think they're going to do that. I think this game is going to be a very in-depth remake of the game. It's going to follow the original story, and it's going to have the characters, but it's going to add quite a number of detail that makes it somewhat unrecognizable when it comes to the original game and the new game. Man, I am super excited for this. I think it's going to be really, really good. And that's coming out this year. Look forward to probably a Zelda 40th anniversary live stream or direct that they're going to do. I don't know if it's going to be part of like a bigger Nintendo Direct like they did with the Mario 40th anniversary, but I do think that it's going to be something that they do this year. That's why they didn't show too much. They want to get some of these other games that are coming out. Star Fox recently launched as of the time that I'm recording this video. You've got Splatoon Raiders. You still have Dust Bloods that's probably in front of it. You got Nintendo Switch Sports. So they got some other stuff, but I do think that they are going to blow this out in a bit, and it's going to be awesome because it's coming this year. That's their big system selling game for the holiday to kind of go up against GTA. Obviously, it's not going to sell more than GTA, but they need to have something for people who don't want to play GTA. So they got to have something to sell systems, and this is the game. So look forward to that whenever they decide to get that going. Next up, probably my most anticipated game of the year, and that's Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. That's on September 17th. I've been covering this game like a hawk since they revealed it back last year in the September 2025 Nintendo Direct, and it just looks great. It looks better than it did even then. They've been showing new gameplay clips on Twitter on the official Fire Emblem JP account, and it looks awesome. You've got upgraded animations over Fire Emblem Three Houses and Fire Emblem Engage. You've got a lot of little details. You've got completely quicker transitions into the battle. No more hitching or lagging from going from the overview map into the actual battles. You've got bigger arenas with better detail. You've got little details like the crowd cheering and even being able to be knocked into the crowd by some of the people when it comes to enemies. It is just a much enhanced and better experience over what we've gotten. You've got 4 paths now, and we still have to learn more about the angel character that's on the front of the box. That's right there, and they showed just a little bit in the most recent trailer. This is going to be an epic journey with multiple playthroughs, with tons of content, and almost what it seems like in today's day at least, endless replay value, because it's going to be tough to go through this game as many times as you have to get through everything. So it's going to be a lot of fun when it comes to the different characters in the game. They all seem to have some pretty interesting backstories. I love the designs between all of them. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave is going to be a blast. I cannot wait for September 17th. It's coming up, and it's going to be here more sooner than later. All right, next up is another game, probably my most anticipated game for 2027, and that is Xenoblade Genesis. I am looking forward to this game so much. Now, you guys know, or if you don't know, if you're somebody new, I am a massive Xenoblade Chronicles fan. I love Xenoblade Chronicles, and my favorite development studio is probably Monolith Soft within Nintendo, which they do own 100%. So I love Monolith Soft. I played through all the Xenoblade games. The story is absolutely goated. No spoilers here. But Xenoblade Genesis definitely seems like it's going to show the origin story of everything that is happening, or it's going to be after everything has happened and then the new beginning for everyone there. It's the genesis of the new beginning of the new world. I think they're going all the way back and saying how everything started when it comes down to it, but you never know when it comes down to that. It's a fantasy game. It's not described as a sci-fi game. Xenoblade games are kind of more like sci-fi and light on the fantasy, but heavy sci-fi stuff. Not quite as sci-fi as like Xenosaga, but there's mechs and there's futuristic stuff and there's all sorts of crazy things that happen. There's space travel and stuff like that in a lot of the Xenoblade games. So for me, at least, going to a more fantasy grounded type of experience and them taking a swing at that is super exciting. I'm looking forward to playing this game. I absolutely lost it when I saw Xenoblade Genesis at the Nintendo Direct that we got in June. So I'm very excited for this game, and I think it's going to be a blast. And the thing that's probably the most exciting about this is that Monolith Soft is usually too big for its britches when it comes to the games that they make. And what I mean by that is that the system that they're developing on, the Nintendo Wii or the Wii U or the Nintendo Switch 1, they all have their limitations that Monolith Soft kind of has to work around. I think this is the first time that they don't have to work around anything. It's just going to be them really taking advantage fully of the system where they have plenty of RAM, resources, memory, whatever they need to get the job done. And that's why I think this game is just going to be their most beautiful and best game when it comes to from the launch. I think it's really going to be awesome. And they are pretty confident and already showing it for this year. So I do think that it's locked in next year. Don't know when next year, but I do think it's going to happen probably maybe in the summerish or September-ish. I'm not sure. They have kind of like random launch dates for Xenoblade games. So we'll see what happens there, but I'm looking forward to the game. Next up is the game that drops on the same day as Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, and that's Trails in the Sky second chapter. That's dropping on September 17th, and I'm looking forward to playing it, but I'm going to be playing Fire Emblem. So this one, I'm looking forward to playing more than GTA, but it's going to be maybe more of like a December type game for me after I finish some of the other stuff, but I'm still looking forward to playing it quite a bit. First chapter is awesome. The story is great. I love what they did in first chapter. Everyone tells me that second chapter is a lot better than the first chapter when it comes to the pacing, the story, the gameplay, the cinematics. Everything is better, and I think they're probably investing more money into this because we've got a real physical cartridge version of Trails in the Sky second chapter. They understood the assignment. They understood the assignment. They know what they need to do. So I recommend everybody going out there and buying Trails in the Sky first chapter if you love JRPGs, and get ready for second chapter coming out. So looking forward to that. Next up is a game that's coming out actually pretty soon, as of the time that I'm recording this at least, and that's Splatoon Raiders. That's July 23rd. I'm looking forward to playing this game more too because I love Splatoon. I love the silly gameplay and fun aspects of it. It's just a gamer's type of game. And for me, I'm not the biggest on Splatoon multiplayer, although I like it, but I'm not the biggest on Splatoon regular single player campaigns, even some of the expansions that they've had. This seems to be a happy medium on what I like, which I do like Salmon Run, but Salmon Run stages are so small. This expands Salmon Run. It adds in elements of multiplayer, but then it also adds in elements of a single player Splatoon campaign, kind of like all into one, like a third person shooter RPG type of thing, but also salvaging and going back and replay value and multiplayer. There's like every single aspect of what I like about Splatoon. They kind of take one thing from each part of that and put it all into one. So for me at least, Splatoon Raiders looks like it's going to be a ton of fun. It's another cheaper type of game, only $50 digital, $60 physical, but of course you can get that pre-order locked in on Amazon or Walmart and get it for $50 where they're matching that price. So to me at least, Splatoon Raiders looks like a ton of fun. I can't wait to play it July 23rd. Also, 2027, Pokemon Winds and Waves. I'm so looking forward to that. Pokemon Company has finally given Game Freak, Nintendo, everything that they need when it comes to getting a system and getting the time that they need to make a better looking and better playing Pokemon game from the launch. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I think that taught them a lot. You can't rush it when it comes down to it. So with this now, they've taken their time and it's going to be significantly better because what they even showed at the beginning has been way better than anything that we got in the Switch 1 era when it comes to first trailers from a visual perspective. Now we still need to flesh out the gym battles. We need to know what's going on with all the new Pokemon. We need to see what's going on with the multiplayer. We got to see what's going on with the traversal. Like, there's so many aspects to a Pokemon game. It's mind-blowing how many things they got to do. The balance of the Pokemon, the new moves, like, it's crazy. So let them take their time. Let them cook. I have no problem with waiting. People were expecting it, even myself, for 2026, but they said no, 2027. I said no problem. We're probably gonna have something else big like Zelda or Mario, and we got Zelda for 2026. So for me, Pokemon Winds and Waves is a super exciting game. I've been playing Pokemon for like 30 years plus. I was like Test Case Zero for Pokemon back in the day with the TV show and the cards and all of that. So I'm looking forward to Pokemon Winds and Waves and what they're going to do. The Switch 2 system definitely putting up better results for Pokemon from the beginning here based on what we've seen. Okay, and for the last game, and there's probably some games that I missed, but the last game, we know based off of what Mr. Nate the Hate had to say, that new 3D Mario is coming in 2027. So that game, I'm looking forward to a ton. I think the new 3D Mario game is going to be groundbreaking and somewhat revolutionary when it comes to 3D platformers because they've taken so long to get this going. Super Mario Odyssey was incredible. It is a technical marvel on the Nintendo Switch 1. How they're able to get that game target 60 FPS with the world size that big and how detailed it looks relative to what the Nintendo Switch 1 can do. I think that they're going to go all out with this next Mario game. It is going to be a brand new themed game. Some people are expecting a Super Mario Odyssey 2, and that could happen. But I think that after 10 years, because it will be 10 years since the launch of Super Mario Odyssey, I think they're going to go a completely new concept. Maybe it's not going to be a Super Mario Galaxy 3 or Super Mario Odyssey 2. It's going to be a completely new concept Mario game. So it's going to be called Super Mario something. And they're going to go from there with the new theme and all of that. That's what I'm expecting with 3D Mario. It's going to have incredible level design. It's going to have tight controls, new moves for Mario, new power-ups, new gimmicks to traverse the stages, and just new ways to interact like Mario always does, such at a high level like we've seen for decades now with 3D Mario games. So I'm excited to see what goes on with that in 2027. We might get our first glimpse of the new 3D Mario later this year if we have a fall Nintendo Direct. They might do it as the one more thing game, or they might want to just leave that off, wait till next year, and just focus on Zelda for this year. So we'll see with that. So these are all the games that I'm looking forward to playing more than GTA 6. I probably forgot some. If there's some games that you think I'm looking forward to playing, let me know, or give me your list of games that you're looking forward to playing more than GTA 6 in the comment section below. Or if you're looking forward to playing GTA 6 more than anything else, let me know about that in the comments as well. All right, peeps, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch 2 RPG content and more right here on screen. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.